Praise be the Messiah, and welcome to today's video where we take a look at Tech-Thrall Covenant in Warhammer 30k Horus Heresy. This unit is composed of 10 models at 100 points. It may include up to 30 models for 10 points a model. A unit of 20 Tech-Thralls would come out at 200 points, while a unit of 30 at 300 points. Currently at Games Workshop official website, the unit costs €64, and for €64 you get 20 models, meaning if you want to have a 30-man squad, you need to buy 2 boxes and then be stuck with spare 10, as is usually the case for Horus Heresy for some reason. Well, greed is the reason, but we don't talk about it. Now, you might find in third-party stores a FOMO box called Mechanicum Battle Group. It is a great start as it contains 20 Tech-Thrall Covenants, Conveyor Belt, 6 Talax Cohort and 2 Castellax Maniple. It will save you a little bit of money, especially if you buy it from a third-party store, not to mention you won't be directly supporting the greedy GW corporation, instead you will be supporting your local or a third-party store that you might have heard of and has a good reputation. I would strongly suggest you search them for this box, as it's also a great start for any Tech-Thrall enthusiast. Now let's get to the stat line. Tech-Thrall Covenant has movement of 5, weapon skill of 2, ballistic skill of 2, strength of 3, toughness of 5, 1 wound, initiative 2, 1 attack, leadership 4, cool 12, willpower 4, intelligence 4, save 6 up with no invul save. They come in with a Last Lock, which is their only war gear option. Last Lock has range of 18, firepower of 1, round strength of 4, AP 6, damage 1, no special rules, traits, LAS, which means this is a very poor weapon against anything in the game, but that's not their main draw, that's not why we take them. Now, just like most of Mechanicum, they can pick between 2 allegiances, Heretic or Loyalist, and they are of the Lacrimerta High-Tech Arcana. When it comes to their special rules, they have Expendable 2, Rite of Pure Thoughts, and Feel No Pain 6+. Their type is Basic Infantry. So, we've had a look at their stat line, which is nothing crazy. The only thing they have going for themselves is toughness 5. We've taken a look at their war gear, which is, to be honest with you, not very strong. It's actually piss poor weak. We've taken a look at their special rules, which, 6 up Feel No Pain is always a nice thing to have. Rite of Pure Thought gives you a few gimmicks here and there, but what's their main draw is the Expendable 2 combined with the amount of models that you can take in large numbers, and with the high toughness, meaning they are a standard, well, for Mechanicum, a standard tar pit unit whose whole job is to go on the objective and hold it for as long as they can because of Expendable 2. So any enemy unit that throws a Vanguard unit at your Tech-Thrall Covenant will have their victory points scored if they manage to kill the unit by 2 up to a minimum of 1. So a unit with Vanguard 3, for example, destroying Tech-Thrall Covenant unit, will only score 1 victory point instead of 3. This makes Tech-Thrall Covenants a very respectable unit when it comes to holding objectives. So let's first have a look at the Cyberturgic rights, because Lacrimerta actually has 2 specific, unique to their Arcana rights, one called Omega Protocols and the other one called Flesh Knit Protocols. So let's see. Omega Protocols is difficulty 4 at range 12, which is actually not too difficult, but the main thing is that only Lacrimerta units can be affected by this. The interesting thing here is that they have to be affected by their status and they have to be locked in combat, which is actually quite unusual because most of the statuses require you to be outside of combat. But there is a reason for this, as when you invoke this Cyberturgic right, you look at your allied and the enemies that you're locked in combat with, and for every model that is being destroyed on your side, I believe, I may be wrong, I may be misreading this, but I believe on your side, the enemy and allied models take a strength 2 hits at strength 6 AP 5 at damage 1, which makes this a very potent killer of power armored marines and solar auxilia and so on. Because AP 5 means that they will still get their 3-up armor save, but every fail they get is an additional dead marine, and at strength 6 you're wounding them on 3s, which is pretty good. for a cyberturgic right, for a unit that cannot really kill too much, might only kill a couple here and there, this is very powerful. Because remember, Marines usually run in squads of 10. So every Marine you kill reduces the amount of attacks the enemy will put into your massive blob, right? So it's very good. But the other one is Fleshnet Protocols, difficulty 2, range 12. Now this is another cool one. It requires you to not be locked in combat, and you have to have Lacrimerta trait. Now, when invoked, this right grants all models in the target unit a use of a cybernetic status, quicken or fortify. Now, usually, also, yeah, as it says there, the rights are immediately removed at the start of the phase, which is normal. But the thing is that it's difficulty 2, which makes it easier to cast than the standard ones, because standard ones, I believe, are difficulty 3 or 4. It's either or. Now, let's go into high-tech arcana now and take a look at Lacrimerta. What do we have here? Now, the issue here is with Lacrimerta, you cannot use their specific Apex detachment, because as you can see, it's heavy support and not regular support. So that would be your Ursurax cohort that is capable of using this detachment, and only them. What's interesting is that the Prime Advantage, Prime Specimens, gives your units +2 strength and +1 wound. If you're feeling frisky, if you feel like you have a spare Apex detachment that you want to put your Lacrimerta into, go for it. 2 wounds makes them twice as survivable, because most of the enemy firepower that will be going into them will be damage 1. Most of it. Not all, but most. So the extra wound will make them that much harder to remove. And considering there's only 4 turns in 3.0 Heresy, every additional turn that unit can lock an objective is a benefit. But then we have Arcana Benefice and Elder Servitude. Basically what this means is that if you have a leader attached to your squad, you can use the Battlesmith X special rule to return models to this unit, additional models. And you can actually go above the starting number. So if you start with 20 and you use this, you can go up to 23, 24, depending what your Battlesmith X special rule is. If I'm not misreading this. Again, if I misread anything, please comment down below. I will make sure to pin your comment and give it a little heart so it shows up at the top of the search, right? But yeah, this is the Lacrimerta specific high-tech arcana, which Tech-Thrall Covenants are not my favorite unit. It's just not the style of game that I like to play, but they have a use. They have a specific benefice, and the prime advantage, if you're not taking the Ursurax and you really like your Lacrimerta, sure, go for it. It'll make them that much stronger. And with strength 6, you know, who knows, maybe you'll kill something. Although I doubt it. But yeah. But let's take a look at Trior's Armored Conveyor, because Tech-Thrall Covenant has only movement of 5, which is a problem, because there will be foot slogging it. Now, when it comes to the conveyor belt, it is capacity of 22, meaning you can put a 20-man squad, which is respectable for that unit, or 21 maybe models, and you can attach a leader to it, a Magos or Tech Priest or so on, right? Meaning you can push this conveyor far up because it is armor front 14, and then you can just dump the whole blob on a no man's land objective. The problem here is it's very expensive, because the conveyor is 200 points, 20 Tech-Thralls are 200 points, and then a leader would be like 70 or 80 points, so you're nearly at 500 points for this combo. It's your choice. I'll leave the decision up to you if it's worth it or not. I'm just providing you with stats and with my own personal beliefs, which I would rather spend the 500 points somewhere else, but it is a viable strategy that you can use, and as always, the more options we have, the better. And that'll be it for this video. Thank you very much. There has been a small break as my microphone broke and I have a new one now, so I'm trying to fix it and iron out all the quirks of it. I have been painting a lot of the Bushido Risen Sun miniature game minis, and I had my intro game the other day, and I find it extremely fun. It's very tactical and it's right up my alley. The video I did on the Bushido Risen Sun actually did better than I expected, and I thank you for the engagement on it. There will be more videos that I'll be posting about it because I'm very excited for it. as the new cards have been released for it and some new minis that I've ordered. I will probably do a separate video on it where I'll showcase the minis that I've painted. I'll talk about my feelings about the game as I understand the system a little bit more now. And I'll probably will be playing another game next week on one of the days that I'm off with some of my mates that got me into the game, and I blame them for my financial difficulties right now. But I'm just messing. Anyway, thanks a lot. I'll see you next one. Come on.